Hello, welcome back to another episode of We Talking About. Today we're talking about Season 1, Episode 5 of iZombie.
So we keep watching this show,
We do.
as we said we would.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, before we jump into the recap, do you have any thoughts? General thoughts
General thoughts?
about the whole show? Sure.
Kind of, yeah. It's been kind of a downhill march, but it's taking different directions of downhill.
Yeah, so we'll level set. The first episode, you were like, I don't know about this, and I was like, no, I think it could be alright. Second one was okay, we're trying some different stuff, whatever. Then so we just watched 5. 3 and 4 were like just bad.
Yes.
They're just like different types of bad.
Just bad.
And when you go from like meh to bad, it's like, oh no, I see a trend developing.
Especially this early on in a show.
Right. It felt like they were out of shit to do and they were doing filler stuff, even though it was only episode 3, and you were like, oh god.
But this episode is bad, but it's outlandishly bad.
It's outlandishly. I'm so glad we're on the same page on this, because that's what I felt like. I think twice in this episode I was like, what?
So we've watched 5 episodes now,
Yes.
and it's weird that, and I think it's because of how things are now, where we just like watch them and don't really get to like invested like we used to back in TV shows, and then catch the rerun on Saturdays.
You mean like to wait for the whole week?
Yeah,
of like,
yeah.
Oh shit.
So
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I did not realize her name until this episode.
Me too. I wrote that
The
down.
main
at the
character's name is Liv Moore.
I know the main.
That's bad.
The main character zombie is named Liv Moore. And they highlighted this, and I feel like people would have said like, "What, were you an idiot? You didn't realize that before?" And it's like, I don't know her. They called her Liv, Olivia, whatever the fuck. That's hilarious though.
I could have had a gun in my head and said, "What's her name?" I'd be like, "I don't know. I think the friend's name's Raul or something."
I knew her. I knew her name was Liv, but I never put it all together or whatever the fuck. I don't know.
It took somebody that she was interviewing to pronounce her name for me, and I was like, "What?"
But that's literally the kind of moment where like you'd be embarrassed, like, yeah, right, because of her name, and act like you knew or something like that if it was a thing or whatever. So this episode, okay, so shit's going crazy now, but the case. So this episode, unlike other ones, doesn't really have the same like, oh, this is happening here and that's happening there. There's just like a couple of little things here and there, and there's like a main big thing that ends hilariously. So this time it's skydivers is like the case.
Yeah, an extreme sport drink company, like some energy bullshit.
Do you remember the name of the drink?
Like Freak Start. I don't know.
It's called Max Rager.
I was so close.
Max Rager. Oh my god.
So they're paid to do these stunts and look pretty and whatever. And
well, so like a Red Bull or like a Monster has like their Extreme League or some shit like that. They're whatevering the fuck, and they jump out of a plane.
Yep, into like the redwoods or something.
Some woods or whatever, and one chick gets fucking impaled on like a big tree branch or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they're there waiting for them to fix the crime scene so they can do their thing. Raul, his name Ravi. What are you fucking? And Ravi and Liv are there making jokes.
Oh, Robbie?
Ravi.
Like
ravioli.
All right.
Ravi Olivio.
I bet we're gonna find out in episode 6 his last name is like Rav4 or something.
I think ravioli is the way to go here.
Yeah, it's trademark.
She was impaled on like a well, it's a trademark for ravioli. The Band-Aid people, the Kleenex people, the ravioli people.
You know,
it's the whole thing.
Kleenex, sheetrock.
So, so while they're there, even Peyton calls and she's crying and she says, "Holly was killed. Some sort of freak, like out of a plane accident."
Well, it was right after they're like making jokes about food on a stick, and then it was like, "Oh, it got real because you know this person."
Right.
And her face.
So she knew the person. She went to college with her, and she was in her sorority, and things didn't end well or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
But
she lived too much.
She lived too hard.
And Liv Moore didn't live
too
enough.
fast. Ironically enough, you see what they've done there with their on the nose, whatever. A guy named the other skydivers are all bitching about this guy named Lowell. Lowell is his name, who like had an issue and didn't jump out first. We saw his face earlier, and it's like, who's that weirdo who's gonna be like the person in the case or something like that? He like landed far away, and they couldn't find him for a while, and you had something to do with this. It was just you and Holly on the thing. He's the guy. Figure out what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, and the
right?
one, yeah. But like, oh god, I just want to jump forward for a second. So
Yeah.
so she does eventually eat this person's brain, this extreme sports, a general and junkie person, and the only thing she gleams from this person is, I ride a bike now.
There's all these scenes.
Not even that energetically, never like doing any tricks or
know.
like anything dangerous.
There's all these scenes of her biking, and even like ends on her biking, and like I feel alive or something like that. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh god.
And biking like up and down like wet stairs and just like dumb.
I thought there was
things
gonna
or
be something like, oh, she has to chase down the bad guy, and she's gonna do like some parkour, like something cool. But no. It was,
or jump out of a plane or do something else.
yeah, she
extreme that
learned
they, like,
no
go in.
usable skills. She got her hair wet and was late to a meeting. That's what she got from this brain.
Yeah, but and the usual visions or whatever the fuck.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Major goes to Detective Clint, whatever, and starts talking about. He mentions the American flag high tops.
Yeah, which
Explicitly that we talked
Yeah.
about in the last episode.
that guy, the zombie who had taken those shoes, looked so different now.
I'm not sure if that was the same guy.
Oh, like random people are taking his shoes now?
No, I feel like they might have switched actors for some reason, or like maybe that guy had just been frozen or like unfrozen and thawed, so he looked different in the.
Well, his hair
in the
could
other
have been
scene.
dyed black in this
Yeah.
episode, which it wasn't in the first episode. It was white. But
Right.
he looked more like Lurch in the first episode, like yes, and
Yeah.
in this one he was more like, hey, bitch, I don't give a shit kind of
No,
guy.
I know. I wonder. It had a weird feeling where I was like, I'm not sure if that's the same guy or whatever the fuck, but it
Yeah.
could just be the hair and the coloring. And the
Because this was a
makeup and
big
all that
jack
stuff.
guy, and the first guy looked kind of like a frumpy fat guy.
Just like a big biker guy or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But
Regardless,
Blaine is known as the Candy Man. They don't mention that it's Blaine.
They-
That's
yeah.
obviously. There's a guy down there handing out drugs and like he's
yeah,
connected
people
to
are going
missing
missing.
persons.
Oh no.
Yeah, we'll skip to that because Clive goes to investigate and he goes down there and talks to some kid who's like, everyone's missing. What are you talking about? And he takes
Yeah,
them to
finds
some.
out there's like 61 missing teens from this skate park.
He takes him to like a board where there's just a bunch of missing persons posters, and if you peel one off, there's another one underneath it or something.
Yeah.
It's this crazy like, oh, everyone's missing. Haven't you guys known about this or something? And you're like, what?
At a certain point, kids would stop going to this skate park, which is really just like the underneath of a bridge.
Yeah, and like he says later, I know it's a transient community, but these people are people or something like that, and it's just like, it's a skate park though. What do you mean? Like the one guy was
Oh, I
a
just had a
wino.
flash. I just remembered how ridiculous this episode is.
We're gonna get to
Yeah,
that.
we'll get there.
That's the greatest thing ever. Because this is very linear. Besides the shit that I just said. So like Major's real torn up about the kid being missing, and he's following up and all that shit for something, whatever the fuck. Anyway, Liv's biking. Well, that's later. She says like she has to eat this brain because she owes it to Holly. She blah 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 blah. I've done it for other people. I have to do it for her and figure out the case and all that shit.
Yeah, because now that it seems like it wasn't just an accident, it was a murder. She's got to figure it out.
Wait, does she even know that yet? I think she just eats the brain and be like, let's find out, something like that.
Well, I think it's when she finds out that like that the cameras aren't available anymore, or like they were destroyed.
That's later. Like
Is that later?
Well, she eats the brain, and that's what kind of turns them towards Lowell, because Lowell like the ring or something, and then she sees the vision of like, no, you go, and like he doesn't want her to go, and like so she jumps her. I said that backwards. They talk to Lowell. He spills the beans about the Max Rager. Well, I'm kind of locked in because they like did my album or something like that. He's the artist. So these people, it turns out, were not even friends. They are literally sponsored. They just have to do extreme sports, and they had helmet cameras. But as you just said, yeah, that footage was all like destroyed or whatever by the energy drink company, which is super suspicious and weird.
The energy drink company who sponsors the drug that turns you to zombies would be a humorous twist later on.
I literally thought that they were building towards that for some reason. No.
It's ridiculous enough.
Well, because that's an element later on of like one in every X amount of people that drinks this drink turns psycho or something like that. And I was like, what? What the fuck's going on? Anyway, we're sort of like fraying everything around there. So some other visions happen. Turns out one of the skydivers is a gay lover of one of the other skydivers.
Yeah.
And that's a thing that they were like, oh, he was trying to keep it secret. Maybe that's why he killed this other person, blah, blah, blah. It's very convoluted.
It was just like things that weren't needed where I was like, all right, this guy's loving everybody. Because he was also having an affair or whatever with the girl who died.
With the Holly girl, but he was like officially with the other of the girls
other girl
there.
who was in the thing.
Yes. Which is, like you're saying, it seems like a needless amount of stuff. And yeah, Clinton makes a joke. I actually was like, huh, or something like that.
The only thing I was thinking about looking at that guy, because he
fucking-
wasn't very charming or good looking or whatever for that to be that character, but there were like posters of his like exploits on the background. My only thought was, I wonder if they let him keep those posters.
What do you mean?
Well, he's an actor, and there's his face on like an energy drink and a mountain and a snowboard and a blah blah blah. And I was like, that'd be cool to have.
Posters from things he did or whatever the fuck. That is cool, because it's like a bunch of fake posters for things that didn't actually happen.
Exactly.
And you're just this actor who's on iZombie. That's breaking the fourth and fifth and sixth walls.
Sure.
I dig that. Holly had GHB in her system.
Oh, no.
So now it's like a murder, which I don't know if this is the right time to delve into this, but I don't know how putting GHB in there, because her chute did open, and they just luckily got impaled on a tree.
Yes, it was so. They ideally were hoping for her to pass out and not be able to pull
the
the chute
chute,
and just
yeah.
die. That didn't happen, but they lucked out and she still died.
By getting impossibly impaled on like a big weird tree branch.
Yes.
Okay. It's television. Maybe that's fine. Who knows?
Of all the crazy things, that's the least crazy, so we'll allow that. We'll breeze right past it.
Right. So, as usual, Liv's helping out on the case. Clint ends up on the case. Once the GHB thing happens, now it's a homicide
Yep.
for some reason. All right, fine.
He was just
So
getting
we can go on the whole
chastised,
thing.
and bam, pulled onto this.
Yeah, if it's not on the board in red, it's someone else's problem.
I
And
don't
she
care if
walks
your
in,
mama dies.
She's like, GHB. And he goes, well, never mind.
She
Like,
just
walks
made it
away.
onto the board.
And Liv ends up going to the like memorial thing at. So the actor we were just talking about, Carson is his name. The guy who was
he
a
throws the
snowboarder,
party.
has all the posters. His daddy is a rich doctor or something like
Correct.
that. And it's party. It's like a memorial for Holly's thing. Everyone's there. Liv's going because she used to know her or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We're gonna skip all the stupid talking. She's snooping around and someone catches her.
Yep, she's caught snooping in the drawer where she finds a prescription pad with all signed pages just for write whatever you want.
And it triggers the vision where young Carson is like, and you get one, and you get one. And
Yeah.
he makes an Oprah joke later to him in the interrogation room where he's just handing out blank prescription pads where you can write whatever you want and get pills or whatever the
Yeah.
fuck. Which is a pretty dope gift if you have access to that sort of thing.
Sure.
But she's caught by Lowell, who I was like, Lowell's a creep, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'd like you to have a drink with me. And they go, whatever. And she's like, all right, I guess he caught me. We'll just go do this thing. And he's making the drink, right? I want to walk through if you had any thoughts while he was making
I
the
was
drink.
watching him make the drink,
Uh-huh.
and especially where it was going, and I was like, oh shit, because then my mind immediately flashed to him like, get out of the plane, I'm going second or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, continue.
Well, did you... well, okay, so for my bit, like, I saw him putting the hot sauce in, but that's in certain drinks, right? And I saw him put, I thought, a little more in, like, one of them. So I thought he was going to know that she was a zombie or whatever. But you're saying you flashed back to him being like, no go, and you thought maybe he
I was like,
doing that thing?
I think this man, because he's pale white, he's this and that. I was like, all right, I think he might be a zombie too.
And the first time he saw Liv, he was like enchanted with her for
Yes,
some reason and thought
'cause
like,
he knew.
you're a special girl or something like that. So it eventually becomes ridiculous where on the side of the drinks, he even takes giant chili peppers and puts them on the
Yes.
side or whatever, just in case you didn't catch the hot sauce or like the little thing of like flip top spice with powder or something like that.
Do any bars come equipped with chili peppers?
I think that's,
Especially random doctor bar?
yeah, I think that's a little over the top.
Very.
But he presents her with this drink. She takes a sip. She goes, "This is hot." And he goes, "Yes," and basically says,
Like, yeah, zombies like it hot.
"That's a perk of all the perk of dating a zombie." Because he's into her because they have something in common, something that he has in common with no one else,
Yeah.
which is that he's a zombie.
And no one else, or half the cast, who knows?
Someone else is a zombie. It was already crazy that we had
Yeah.
Blaine, and you thought perhaps that was going to be the thing, like he was the evil version of her.
Yeah.
He's making zombies, and she's trying not to make zombies, and he's killing people, and she's the medical examiner and trying to get visions and help people, right? And it's going to
But
be
now
this
we have
whole
the
thing,
rock star thrill seeker.
who's also a zombie now.
Somehow. Is he at the party? I don't know. Did they
don't-
ever ask? Why would you? What?
So the show doesn't really get into that. The show has kind of a habit of not getting into things.
Things that are
And
like
then-
the first thing you would ask.
Yes, they fill the things in later though. So far, several of them where you're like, wait, what? And then they've gone back and filled it in.
It's just a dumb way to do it when
that's
it's
no
things
excuse.
that need it immediately.
Right, that's no excuse, but I feel like that might happen
It's
here.
like a mother opening her kid's backpack and finding a gun, and then just like going about her day, and 3 weeks later going, "Why did you have that gun?"
Oh, maybe it's Johnny because he has a gun, and you're like, wait, what?
What?
Yeah. So I talked about Measure. Clive interrogates Jerome, says everyone's missing, prescription pads, whatever. During the subsequent interrogation, Carson spills the beans that Eliza, that other girl that we talked about, that's inconsequential, was probably the one because she said she would take care of Holly.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. They got like a letter in about the energy drink making people go psycho, and he saw it for some reason because he was by the fax machine or something.
But I never thought she'd kill her over. I thought she'd give her a talking to, scare her out of it.
She said she'd take care of it. I didn't know she meant like Tony Soprano style.
Yeah.
We could be on this show. That's fine. So Clint then goes. The cops, including Clint, go to Eliza's place, and she left in a hurry.
Yep.
And that's really, I think, right where the case like ends.
Pretty much.
They're just like, we solved it or something.
Yes.
Which
well,
they didn't really.
We should
right?
go back to Major.
Well, there's more to talk about with Major and Liv and a few other people, but I think like the case is over.
The case is over.
They just kind of be like, well, right? She left in a hurry. We don't even know if something happened bad to her. Her shower curtain's missing. There was a bun in the oven.
Yeah, it was weird. She was abruptly missing.
They acted like some. And like they didn't really say anything, even though this show explicitly says everything, except for the few things we're talking about, about zombie origins. But like they didn't say like someone must have tipped her off, or Carson must have tipped her off, or something must have happened, or I'm worried. They just kind of said like, well,
I'm
it's
gonna
fine.
assume our rock star idiot killed her.
You think?
I don't know.
Well, something.
Where's he been getting his brains? There's so many questions I would have immediately asked this guy that she just ignored.
And honestly, Ravi's first response is, "Oh, he's another zombie. Like, where's he been getting his brains?" I think he says that. Where is he going to supply? How's he doing? We should bring him in for tests. And she's like, "I don't know. He's kind of cute." Like that's her like response.
Yeah, no, it's so foolish.
These are very important things because the last guy you thought was kind of cute, who turned out to be a zombie, and that was going to be cool, maybe turned out to be a bad person who's killing people. Lots of people your ex-fiance cares deeply about.
So speaking of killing people, so Major goes to the skate park because he's fed up that the cops aren't doing anything. He's gonna find what's happening on his own, and he sees those shoes that he's been looking for, the very specific red, white, and blue shoes.
Nice shoes.
And he goes, "Where'd you get them? eBay." "Oh yeah, where's blah blah?"
About
"I got the last pair." Something, something, something. They get into a fight, and I'm like, "Oh, I hope Major's dead." So like they get into a fight, he gets knocked out. Some kid's like, "Get up, bitch!" And then it cuts.
That was, by the way, my second or third like chuckle moment of the entire thing.
Get up, bitch!
Major gets like decked thrown onto like the like half pipey ramp thing, and like a dude rides by, "Get up, bitch!" and just like goes around him. I was like, "Ah, that's hilarious!" Because he has like a blood spatter on his face. He's like jacked. He's like fucked up.
He's fucked up.
And like
to the point where I was like, "Yeah, he could be dead," because zombie strength the guy's rages out and punches him in the face. So I'm like, he could be dead. And then the next shot is her opening up like a medical bag, like at the or a body bag, and I'm like, "Oh my god, oh he's finally dead."
She's talking to like Lowell back at the like place because he what did I like phrased it in a way that like Lowell visits Liv with the hottest sauce ever, gives love speech.
Yeah.
Because
some
like
weird wooden crate hot sauce.
Yeah, some like fancy ass the hottest sauce
pepper
ever.
I've never heard of.
Because that's I think it's a fake pepper because I've heard about peppers. It's not like a ghost chili or something like that. He gives this speech where he like professes his interest in possibly liking her in the future at some point.
Yeah.
I like what I've seen so far or whatever. And yeah, a body bag gets delivered.
I was like, God, please let it be his dead ass.
I really hope it's Major, and I really hope it's he's dead because I don't like him. But guess what I think is gonna happen?
And what did you think was gonna
She's
happen?
gonna make him into a zombie to like save his life when she opens that bag.
I don't know if it works that way.
I think that's what's gonna happen.
But it wasn't him in there.
They didn't show who it was.
I thought she opened it.
They didn't show who it was.
Yeah, but when she didn't react, didn't she open it?
They didn't show her reacting either way. She just went to go open it. I think it's Major. I think it has to be Major, and I think she's gonna turn him into a zombie.
For whatever reason, and maybe not, I thought she opened the bag and didn't react, so I was like, oh, it wasn't Major.
I didn't see a reaction because I was looking for that, so either I missed it or they just didn't show it because I feel like it's Major.
Well, I hope he is dead, and I hope he can't be turned into a zombie.
I think she turns him into a zombie. I think she and Lowell like, I know stuff because he's standing right there. Something like fucking happens. And now it's like True Blood. She has to choose between her various like zombie love interests or something like that. And then Major has his like zombie powers. He's like, I'm gonna go like take back the streets and goes and like catches the kids and all that shit. I think it's gonna happen. And it's gonna be awful.
No.
Because, as dumb as it is that might happen, I don't think it's that dumb because we're finding out that other people are zombies.
Yeah, so should we move into the next thing we found out this episode?
Yeah, can I set it up?
Set it up.
I won't knock it off the tee, but I want to set it up because super early in the episode, a character that we've only really seen, I think, once, like 1.5 times or whatever, who's Clint's boss, comes in to chew out Clint. You mentioned, like, he just got chewed out for investigating this case or whatever, because the Max Rager people contacted this chief of police dude.
Yeah, they're lost,
or whatever,
they're lawyers.
To be like, what the fuck are you doing, questioning our people and asking about footage and shit like that, blah, 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 because Clint was looking into the case, even though it wasn't a homicide yet. But in his preamble, this chief of police chief,
at least his police chief,
boss policeman, gives this like little speech about how like people hate on Instagram food posts, but like I'm on this new diet now, and like pasta is like pornography to me, like and this is like how I enjoy my morning or whatever the fuck, but not today because you like robbed me of it because your stupid activities are fucking with my life or whatever. So you're thinking like, oh, he's on like a low carb diet or something like that.
Yeah.
At the end, Clint goes into to like say like, oh, there's like 61 missing people. This is like this seems weird or whatever. And the boss is like, don't look into it. It's not our problem. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You keep going rogue or whatever the fuck like that, right?
Yeah. Which, though, also, this guy has been a loose cannon of a cop bringing people on his things. It's not so, I can't understand why you do that.
No, like, that was honestly perfectly reasonable because he's new to the department and he keeps running off with some pale bitch from the medical, office. Some pale fake psychic bitch and doing weird cases that he's not authorized to do. This is a problem.
Yes. But then...
Yeah.
We find out Mr. Police Chief is a zombie. He's fucking...
He opens the drawer and takes out a big thing of hot sauce and starts to pour it into his coffee, which on this show... So you remember, like, the first episode, I think the first episode, you were like, oh, this hot sauce thing, this, like, spice thing is going to come into play or something like that, right? She's probably going to have to, like, enter a chili contest, or she's going to earn some street cred with someone like, oh, this kimchi's fine, I love this
so much
stuff.
worse than we could ever imagine.
Right. It turns out that liking hot, spicy food is actually going to be, like, the tell that you're a zombie.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Because new diet.
It's all you can taste.
Can't do whatever, blah, 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 hot sauce in the coffee, looking at him like, oh, fuck, or whatever. Because he probably gets his brains from Blaine.
That was my first thought. I'm like, so Blaine has strategically like gotten different people throughout the community that can help him, avoid problem or get past certain issues, and because he's supplying them with brains, and they don't want to kill people their own selves.
Because he's black brain mailing these key people. So he has his like money bitch, who he's also stupping. Yeah. And he has his chief of police, who knows
probably also stupping.
Well, you gotta stup. You gotta throw it down. But strategically is doing this, pulling the strings or whatever. Because even the kid on the street was like, "You haven't heard about the Candyman or whatever." It's like, and so now it's being suppressed, perhaps, in this zombie conspiracy land.
Oh god, this show is getting weirder and weirder. So there's a lot of things that like are unanswered and need to know. I need to know like how did this extreme sports singer dude get this fucking zombie powered?
How did he become a zombie? He didn't mention anything about that.
Was he somehow at that party? Is it somehow related to the energy drink? Is it unrelated to all these things?
Because the fact
could Blaine have somehow gotten him?
The fact that the case was so easily abandoned or so quickly and like whatever abandoned, I'm assuming they're going to pick up with it on the next episode or add to it, or it's going to come up again later. This was a Blaine-free episode, I think. Zero Blaine.
Yeah,
I feel like zero Blaine.
I don't think he was in it at all.
Right, so I think Blaine's gonna make an appearance next episode. We're gonna find out Major's fate. I really think she's gonna turn him into a zombie. But this is crazy because being a zombie is not like being a vampire or like a werewolf, where you could be like, wait, you're one too. It's an entire lifestyle choice from top to bottom that is not something you just slip into. I mean, on this show it is, but I never expected that in like a bajillion years. I thought literally, just from like reading the little blurb, that like she'd be a zombie, someone would find out who thinks that that's bad and want to like stop her from being this unholy demon creature, and you'd have some weird push-pull from that, and her just like hiding the fact that she's a zombie.
I also, a side thing, thought their hair turned white because like it died. But he's like, and she's like, your hair's not white. And he goes, I died. You can even see the white roots coming in. I'm like, oh, their hair still grows?
Right, you can see my skunk streak or whatever the fuck. Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
Oh, and he also confirmed. So you'd said this, but I was still waiting for like an explicit confirmation that they all have visions.
Yes.
Because she said again something about, well, I saw like a vision of the like plane and like you acting weird or whatever the fuck. And he was like, oh, so you ate some of her brain or whatever the fuck. Yeah. As if that's just like, what? That's cool? I guess we just do that? But so everyone gets, all of the zombies get the visions, like we said or something, so that's fine. And like we should say too, so he his adrenaline was pumping, and he's rage zombied, went full on zombie moded out.
Yeah, from being nervous about jumping out of the airplane.
And that's why he didn't want. He wanted
he
her to
pushed her out of
go,
the
and that's why
plane
he was missing
because-
for a while because
exactly.
he was raged out or whatever. My question there then is, he had a helmet can on, so I feel like that would have been picked up in some way, somehow,
Well,
right?
His helmet cam is on top of his head, so you wouldn't see him.
You would not see
zombie out,
his
but
eyes
on
through his
hers,
camera.
you would catch maybe
Yeah.
that get out thing might have.
Something, right?
But we didn't see it in that scene that his
No,
eyes were that way, so
exactly.
it may not have happened yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not
could've
sure
just felt
the
it
exact
coming.
breakdown. But you probably would have heard weird stuff and seen him doing weird stuff. I feel like there's an angle there where
Yeah,
the footage,
that's why I was like, well,
Yeah.
they destroyed the footage. Huh.
like the footage is probably not destroyed, and probably something else is going on with that or whatever.
Maybe he'll be blackmailed later on into something.
Something happens because now he's a character. He's fucking on the show.
Certainly.
They keep adding characters to this show.
Characters I don't want to hear about. But yeah, anything
I
else
was
happened
gonna
in this
say,
episode?
so do you have any other? We've already woven a lot of like predictions
It's
and weird
just,
shit.
it's just,
Do you
yeah,
have like
a lot to see how they fix or undig themselves from these holes of weirdness. But it's just getting a little too much. The show is not as entertaining as it is weird and like
It going off the rails though is pretty encouraging to me because it gives me something to latch onto, something interesting.
No,
at
yeah,
least,
this
you know?
is the like in the same as how Between is bad. This is gonna become the like, and then this happened. The fuck?
Because episode 3 and 4 we were in real danger of it just being boring, which is the worst thing it could possibly be.
So off the rails and bad is way better than just
Like
stale.
we're gonna find out more and more people are zombies, and it goes up the president's a zombie, and
Yeah.
zombies are really just aliens, and they've been here forever. It'll be some crazy, right? So like I'm up for that. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. So until next week, we'll see what happens. Predictions, we'll see if they come true. All right, guys, don't die in a fire.